6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malarachi and read by Lavani Vijayatunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Preliminary measures are being taken to conduct the forthcoming local government elections. The Japanese government is interested in providing employment opportunities to more skilled Sri Lankan workers in Japan. The Media Minister will make a visit to the Ruhunu Regional Service of the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation today. 43,000 students will be enrolled into the universities this time. 50 essential items will be sold by Sathosa below the prevailing market prices. In news overseas, more than 70 killed in Kentucky's worst ever tornadoes. And in sports news, 2 more LPL matches will be played today. Those are the headlines, and now move on to the details of the local news. Commissioner General of Elections Saman Sri Ratnaka says preliminary measures are being taken to conduct the forthcoming local government elections. He said a program to brief the District Deputy Elections Commissioners, Assistant Election Commissioners and District Election Officials in this regard will be conducted soon. Mizukoshi Hidaki, the newly appointed ambassador of Japan to Sri Lanka, says that the Japanese government is interested in providing employment opportunities to skilled Sri Lankan workers in Japan. He revealed this fact when he met Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa at Temple Trees recently. Over the past few years, Sri Lanka and Japan have entered into 2 memorandums of understanding for the recruitment of low-skilled and specialized skilled workers. According to Foreign Minister Professor G.L. Peris, under the Specified Skilled Workers Recruitment Program, Sri Lanka has been allowed to send workers to Japan for 14 sectors. The Premier pointed out that there is a growing interest in youth community to learn the Japanese language as well. The Japanese government has invested over $380 million worth funds in various projects during the past 15-year period. Minister of Mass Media will engage in an observation visit to the Ruhunu Regional Service of the SLBC today. The newly set up Ruhunu Publication Sales Centre and several other development projects will be opened by the Minister today. Chairman Hudson Samarasinghe and Director General Chandrapala Liyanage will also grace this occasion. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank.
And we continue with more local news. The University Grants Commission says that 43,000 students will be enrolled into the universities this time. Students who sat for the GC Advanced Level Examination in the year 2020 will be enrolled online for the 2020-21 academic year. 38,000 applications have been received so far as registrations. The epidemiology unit said that the daily count of COVID-19 cases confirmed in Sri Lanka moved to 762 yesterday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus reported in the country to 572,188. As many as 544,626 recoveries and 14,595 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the COVID-19 outbreak. More than 12,900 active cases in total are currently under medical care. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. Preliminary measures are being taken to conduct the forthcoming local government elections. The Japanese government is interested in providing employment opportunities for more skilled Sri Lankan workers in Japan. The Media Minister will make a visit to the Ruhunu Regional Service of the SLBC today. 43,000 students will be enrolled to the universities this time. 50 essential items will be sold by Sathosa below the prevailing market prices. And that was the local news.
A range of unmatched benefits with People's Credit Cards from People's Bank. Discounts up to 60% and interest-free installment plans from selected merchants.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, Minister of Trade Dr. Bandula Gunawardena states that measures will be taken to provide 50 consumer items at prices below the market price through the Sathosa outlets for the festive season. The state retail network outlet Sathosa and Lux Sathosa will start offering discounted prices for consumer goods during this festive season from today. Minister Gunawardena said that the public can purchase a kilo of Nadu rice for 99 rupees and 50 cents and a kilo of sambar rice for 130 rupees. He added that another 50 essential items will be sold by Sathosa and Lux Sathosa below the prevailing market prices. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Moving on to Watchlight, Deputy Director General of Health Services, Specialist Dr. Hemant Herath said that the people should act responsibly during the festive season. As the Omicron variant has been detected in the country, this becomes a concern. He said there is no proper understanding on the behavior of this new variant. It is important to adhere to the health guidelines during this festive season of December and January. Christmas dawns in another 13 days and people are in a haste to purchase food commodities, clothes and gifts. Health authorities request the public not to gather in massive groups to buy goods at shops and fairs. And that came to you in Watchlight.
Coming up, World News.
Headlines of the world news: more than 70 killed in Kentucky's worst ever tornadoes. Mexico truck crash, crackdown on people smugglers launched. Donors to release frozen funds of Afghanistan for food and health aid. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the world news. The governor of the U.S. state of Kentucky has said that more than 70 people were killed by tornadoes on Friday night. Andy Beshear said the figures could rise to more than 100 in what he called the worst tornadoes in the state's history. Dozens are feared dead inside a candle factory in the town of Mayfield. At least 5 people died as tornadoes wreaked havoc in other states, including one in an Amazon warehouse in Illinois. Mexico announced a working group to combat people smuggling in the wake of the truck crash that resulted in the death of 54 people, the majority said to be Central American migrants. Foreign Minister Marcelo Ebrard said the group would be made up of Mexico, Guatemala, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, and the U.S. Meanwhile, authorities are trying to identify the victims of the accident. International donors have agreed to transfer $280 million from a frozen fund to the UN Food and Health Services in Afghanistan, the World Bank says. The country faces deep humanitarian and economic crisis made worse by the removal of financial support after the Taliban seized power in August. The World Food Programme warns that more than half of the population is under the threat of acute hunger. 3 million children are suffering from malnutrition. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. More than 70 killed in Kentucky's worst ever tornadoes. Mexico truck crash, crackdown on people smugglers launched. Donors to release frozen funds of Afghanistan for food and health aid. And that was the world news.
Development News is brought to you by Let's take all out of the coconut tree and make the island thriving and prosperous. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
And in development news, Mahavali Development State Minister Siripala Gamlath says a program to develop the Mahavali farms has been launched. The State Minister said that 7 farms out of the 17 belonging to the Mahavali Zone 10 have been developed as profit-making ones within a year. The State Minister inspected the ongoing development activities at the Ramakanoya and Galvelayaya Mahavali Farm development. And that came to you in the segment of Development News.
Development News was brought to you by the coconut tree is well grown in almost all the parts of the island. It is an exceptional source of extra income. The shell, the husk and almost all the parts of the coconut tree makes you money, providing you with an excellent extra source of income. It will also help to nourish the economy of the country. You will be guided with all necessary informations regarding the coconut cultivation, with the novel cultivation techniques and all other related and upgraded informations by the Coconut Research Institute, Lunavilla. Call our hotline 1928. WhatsApp 070 400 1928.
moving on with sports news.
In sports news, 2 more LPL matches will be played in Colombo today. Jaffna Kings will meet the Kandy Warriors at 3:30 p.m, while the match between Gaul Gladiators and Colombo Stars will begin at 7:30 p.m. Meanwhile, Dambulla Giants won the match against Colombo Stars yesterday by 1 run. And still in cricket news, Pubadu Dasanayake has been reappointed as the head coach of the Nepal's men's national team. Cricket Association of Nepal announced at the end of their 3rd board meeting held earlier yesterday. Dasanayake will fill the vacancy that opened up after Dave Watmore stepped down from the position in September at the end of Nepal's ICC Cricket World Cup League Match 2s in Oman. As a cricketer, Dasanayake, now aged 51, played 11 tests and 16 ODIs as a wicketkeeper for Sri Lanka between 1993 and 1994. By 2001, he had left Sri Lanka for Canada for good. That was the sports news. Business news coming up.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
In business news, the National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka, with Sri Lanka Export Development Board, Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry, and the Sri Lankan Embassy in Kuwait will host an online business forum and B2B meeting to develop trade between Sri Lanka and Kuwait tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. Ambassador of Sri Lanka, Mohammad Jauhar Mohammad Jasim Al Saga, Chairman of Kuwait Chamber of Commerce and Industry, President, National Chamber of Commerce of Sri Lanka, Nandika Buddhipala, Chairman and Chief Executive of Sri Lanka Development Board, Suresh Dimel, and BOI Chairman Sanjay Mohottala will be the key speakers at the event. That was the business news, and economic news follows.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSP globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSP Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And in economic news, Finance Minister Basil Rajapaksa says Sri Lanka is targeting to send 300,000 workers abroad who are expected to remit $8 billion as foreign reserves, and this continues to fail. About 230,000 expat workers used to go abroad each year, but in the year 2020, only 53,000 went abroad. In 2021, by today, more than 100,000 had been sent abroad. That was the economic news and the weather report to conclude.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The weather report.
And finally, the weather report. Shower condition in the northern, north central, eastern and Nuva provinces and in the Hambantota district is expected to enhance to some extent from this evening. Showers will occur at times in the eastern and Nuwa provinces and in the Hambantota and Matale districts. Fairly heavy rainfalls above 50 millimeters can be expected at some places in these areas. Several spells of showers will occur in the northern and north central provinces. Showers or thunder showers will occur at a few places in the western and Sabaragamu provinces and the Kandy, Nuwara Eliya, Gaul and Mathura district during the evening or night. Misty condition can be expected at some places in the western, Sabaragamu, central, southern and Nuwa provinces during the morning hours. And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. Preliminary measures have been taken to conduct the forthcoming local government elections. The Japanese government is interested in providing employment opportunities to more skilled Sri Lankan workers in Japan. The media minister will make a visit to the Ruhunu regional service of the SLBC today. 43,000 students will be enrolled into the universities this time. 50 essential items will be sold by Sathosa below the prevailing market prices. In news overseas, more than 70 killed in Kentucky's worst ever tornadoes. And in sports news, 2 more LPL matches will be played today.